che comunque il calcio è imprevedibile e le cose non sono mai scontate, quindi è anche la bellezza, no, di questo sport.
Io rappresentavo per questa squadra, era quello che non mollava mai, quello che doveva fare stare sempre su il morale, ma io mi ci trovavo bene perché sono sempre stato uno che mi piaceva dare fuoco ai miei compagni, incaricarli prima delle partite.
Il mio sogno che si è avverato è uno dei sogni dei bambini, di tanti bambini.
Il gol è un qualcosa per la gente che riusciamo a fare diventare matti, riusciamo a fare diventare felici e contenti.
Con questa maglia devo veramente fare una performance diversa perché sto rappresentando.
Walk with sand sorrow with pride in my chest. Back when Baresi kept the line tight, no rest. Maldini with the armband, class in his stride. Costa Corta on the right, no space to hide. Rui Costa drop dimes like he painted with gold. And Paulo played chess while the others just fold. Gattuso with the fire like a lion unleashed. Inzaghi on the rebound, goes from the least. Kaká ran like heaven sent, gliding through fate. Seedorf with the vision, tempo so great. Nesta stood calm like a storm was a breeze. On the red and black with ease. Where's the soul in the bag? It's fading away. These new boys flex but they don't play the same way. It's not about the chains or the clout that you chase. It's about heart, sacrifice and holding the space. This ain't the Milan.
Late night with your boy Nico. What's cracking? What's going on? Hope you're having a good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. We got listeners everywhere, which is awesome. All right. But that being said, let's get down with it. So before I kick into the latest news of our club, because a lot of things are popping up right now, right? We have our new coach. We got Supermax is back for, boring ass football. We got Dade, right, reporting to Fulani. We got, reports of TJ leaving the club. It looks like he's going back. He's going to go to EPL, play for Pep over there, all right, with those boys in Man City and win some chips. All right, before I get into that, I want to get into something important. Real quick. So as you know, myself, I've gotten into it with MWP publicly over their takes, things like that, right? Just called them out a few things, flip-flop things that they said in the past, and now they're going back and saying we never said it. Whatever. We go back and forth, we clap back. It's never gotten personal. I never called out, ever involved their wives, their kids, especially their kids, family members in this conversation, even when it got super heated. It got really heated. There was no static on my end, all right? But on yesterday's show, well, matter of fact, was it Wednesday night, or Coast to Coast, all right? Flavio and Gio, at the end of our pod, came at me, and some other people as well. We'll let them explain that, right? It's none of my business to explain that. What went down with them, all right? And the usual clap back from Flavio, right? And his boy over there, Gio, right? Who I'm super disappointed about, really disappointed about, right? That he should know better. Sitting there faded, right? Calling me out, this usual shit. But things flipped for the worst, all right? At some point, Flavio had the right mind, insane in the fucking brain. All right, I don't know what he was on, what he was thinking. He posted a picture, a group photo, when he came out to visit me in Phoenix, Arizona. And in that photo was my daughter, my kid that was 3 years old at the time. 3. And there's laws, child protection laws against that shit. And he posted it without my consent. either maliciously, to hurt me, right? To irritate me, to piss me off, to get back at me, or was he that just stupid enough not to realize what he did? I think Fabio's a pretty smart guy, right? He's not stupid. He's got a career. He's got his shit together to a certain extent. So I'm going with it. He maliciously posted that picture up, which blew my mind, by the way. I was like, yo, what is going on over here? Am I seeing this right? Wasn't blurred out. Nothing. Nada. All right. So after the show ended, I reached out to everybody. People were hitting me up like, yo, Nico, what's going on? What happened? That's insane. They did that to your kid. What's happening? I was like, yo, I don't know what's going on. So I tried to get in touch through Vinny, a bunch of other people on the socials. They all blocked me out. You got to subscribe to their channel, to their X account. The majority of them blocked me already. I hit up Gio. No response about it. All right. Left a comment on their page on YouTube, on that channel. It's still up there. I'm like, listen, that's disgusting. I need you to take it down, blur it out immediately. If not, I will take legal action, which is within my right. Anybody out there who's a parent, right? Especially has a daughter, understands where I'm coming from. I'll get into the Milan stuff in a bit. All right, but this is important because this beef, this online stuff is got way out of hand. It's cool to go back and forth and clap back and talk shit about each other. We all can handle it. Most of us can't. Some of us are a little too soft, too sensitive. Most grown men know how to handle it. It ain't a big deal. But now there's beef. There's static now. All right? As a matter of fact, when I left the comment, I had people reach out to me and said, I'll reach out to Vinny, tell Vinny what's going on, have Vinny take it down, blur it. They had plenty of options. They could have set the video to private, right? And then edited that photo out or blurred it out and released it back live on their account. Vinny has access to the account. They could have given access to anybody else and done that in 2 minutes. But no, they sat on it. 14 hours later, that video was still up. God knows how many creeps who watched that show took screenshots of my kid and have it. People are weird. People got fucking weird kinks. Just because you're a Milanisti doesn't mean you're not fucking odd. All right? And the worst part of it is Gio's got kids. He didn't say a goddamn thing. Didn't say nothing. G was faded. All right? Little leather. All right? Malaka. And he didn't say nothing. He's sitting there doing this on the pod when they showed the picture. When they showed the picture of that group photo with my kid in. Take that, just think about that for a minute. And nobody from Marcello, whatever the hell his name is, Vinny, Steve, took no action. Not even say, Nico, we fucked up. I apologize for what happened. This has gotten too far. Nothing. The only person that hit me up who watches that show was a Man U account. I got a Man United podcast hit me up on X. He's like, yo, that's really fucked up what they did. Let me reach out to Vinny and tell him, hey, you gotta take action on this. Now, one Milanisti, now one person from NWP who watched that show on a regular basis reached out and say, fuck, that's crazy. Little empathy. Instead, check their comments, go to their Coast to Coast pod, and watch the comments response to what I said to them. By taking it down, if not, I'm taking legal action. Wild fucking comments from Martino saying I deserved it because I went after them first. Other people saying the same thing. Jan reposting it and saying stupid shit. Like, not even human. Like, we're supposed to be Milanisti. All these other podcasts keep saying, hey, we got to be together during these hard times. We're all united. That's a bunch of BS. Because you had somebody post a picture of my kid, which is against the law, and it's fucking wrong in so many ways, to get back at me. All right, so enough of that. But everybody's disappointed. And by the way, I am taking proper action at WP. Fabio, all right, you're being reported directly. The whole NWP channel is being reported. And YouTube came back at me and said, is this sufficient, these actions? I said, no, they're not. I'm not happy they just blurred the video out. They blurred it out. The damage has already been done. I want to continue this legal action against them through YouTube. So NWP, I'm coming for you within my legal rights. All right? Because now there's beef. Because you guys stepped over the line. And I'm disappointed in everybody who watches that show and didn't say anything in my defense, in my kid's defense. Thinking that shit was funny. Because you encourage that behavior on that channel. Go see it from Fabio. What's up, Jose? What's good? All right, enough for that. But do me a favor, go to Coast comments and read this in the comment section. See the wild comments, replies to my post. All right, take a look what kind of people we're dealing with over here. Milanisti, right? It's supposed to be all family, all good. Yeah, all right. Enough of that. So, Milan. Things are heating up. Things are heating up. All right, we got Max on a 3-year contract. I think it's like $5 million. Is it my first choice? No. Is he better than Conceição, the Portuguese cigar smoker? Yeah, because he had his issues. Even though he wasn't here very long, he wasn't the right fit for this team. Acting all tough, trying to get into this, start fights with Calabria, breaking TVs, not really changing the defense, improving it. None of that shit. None of that. He was poor tactically in a lot of ways. Matter of fact, he was worse than Fonseca. Now that I think about it, afterwards, but never thought that would be possible. I always thought Cancel was a better coach than Fonseca, but I was wrong, 100%, 1,000. So Allegri's back. Coaches before, won Scudetto. He had a good team, right? He had Silva, a bunch of fucking stacked players, a little bit over, the defense was tight. Nesta was there as well. Won at Juve, but he's a dinosaur, right? He's not a long-term coach. He's not going to develop our youth. I don't see it happening unless Forlani or Tati tells him to. I can't see him do that. He doesn't have a history of playing the youth players. Plays 3 in the back. We had that, but we need 3-5-2, right? So wingers to be. It's going to happen to Leao, Pulisic, those guys. How they're going to fit in this new project that we got going on with Allegri. And he's bringing one of his Primavera coaches too, right? From Juve. All right, good move. Because, hey, guy knows Italian football. He knows the youth system. Good move on him. Yeah, Jose, it's fucked up. Like I said, I'm taking legal action. Red Bird. All right, so Allegri, back to him, right? Give me your thoughts, fellas. What do you think about Allegri? Not the most exciting choice by any means. By any means. It's gonna be boring ass football. Yeah, the defense is gonna be short up. He'll take care of that space between the lines, that pivotal space, right? That I've talked about a million times. That'll be fixed for sure. He'll get players in shape, right? Leao's not gonna be pulling off any stupid rap albums and trying to be a reggae zone star. All right. Or try to do some videos with Puff, right, when he gets released, or with Death Row Records or something like that. All right, he either got to get in shape, get with the program. He's not going to play, I'm guessing, with the Lakers. And the guys are going to get in shape. Some people might break mentally because of the Lakers regimen. He's a strict, old school cultural coach. All right, but nobody's going to be fat. Nobody's going to be like over 4 and like 30 kilos overweight. All right. So in that regard, yeah, there'll be some discipline on the field. You're not going to see stupidity. But long term, all right, he's not going to win as a Scudetto. All right. Conte's going back to Napoli. They're getting restacked. They're going to have the best midfield in Serie A next season on paper. Unless everybody's, kicking all cylinders, They're the favorites, in my opinion, early on. I mean, it's way too early to know what everybody else is going to do, but right now, Napoli is a strong team. Like, it's stacked to the gills, that midfield. Fucking Christ. Holy shit. And they lost the 2 best players last season. All right, and Conte's got another season playing with them, with that system. So they're going to make some noise. Inter's playing tomorrow. There's some talks about Inzaghi leaving after the season. I don't know if that's true. I can't see him leaving that program. He's got everything he needs. He could build a legacy there. Juve, they're a mess. So it looks like Giuntilini, he's out, which is a good thing for Juventini, because he wrecked that club's fucking DNA. In terms of players, I don't know what they're gonna do. Roma, it looked like they're getting Gasparini. It's a big up move for Roma. Especially with Ranieri running the ship, and him and Ranieri and Gasparini working together. All right, 2 respectable coaches. I think they're going to get along just fine. Roma's going to make some noise next season as well. But us, I don't know. I have no idea. Top 4 maybe, but it's more than that for me. It's about developing the youths. I want to see Kamara play. I don't see it happen. His development is going to be stunted now with the Lakers most likely. Liberali as well. Who else? Who's left? Ortasagi. All right, show some promise, especially near the end of the season. Yeah, Redbird. Yeah, they're glazing, right? That's the term we use nowadays. That's the hot fucking word. Because they think that they see an Italian core getting built or a cultural core, right? So this is my thinking, right? At Redbird, they saw all the protesting going on about Americans get out of Italy, we want the Italian Milanismo back, all that stuff. Forza Milan, yeah, Sempre Milan. So let's bring some Italians in. Not the best Italians, not the Italians that make sense for what we really want, in terms of building a really good project. This is not a project. This is like a fucking, Band-Aid. Just to appease some fan, look, they got Italians and they have people who know Serie A, which that's one of our beefs that we've had in the past. It's like, we need people who know Serie A, not MLS, not the Galaxy, people who know Calcio. So they're doing that. But don't be surprised. Don't be fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Fooled by that. They're like, oh shit, we got Italians, we got Allegri, he won a Scudetto back in the day. We got Tade, who was at Lazio, he signed SMS, and that kid Pedro. All right, yeah, where they're at now. Now they're ties to get this kid Leon from Parma, Giovanni Leone, right? Center back, 19 years old. By the way, if you go to his transfer market, he's got ligament problems right now, this kid. He's a good, talented kid. He's on the U19 team. I think he got promoted to the U21. So the kid's making that move, right? That projection up the ranks, which is dope to see. And I wanted him last season, right? Thinking, oh, Fonseca or Contenção, by the time Fonseca plays youth, he'd be good under Fonseca. And he's still available. Now there's some rumors that we're looking at him, which makes no sense to me. You've had talented young center back. We had Simic. You let him go for fucking peanuts, for nothing, for like 2 dime bags. And now we're going after this kid supposedly for the Italian court. The kid's 19. He's not going to play. Allegri's not going to play him unless he's needed. And that's going to be wasted because there's no really mentorship. Maybe just Gabi is going to mentor him. Other than that, doesn't have much. You still have any leadership on the field. If they were serious, they would try to get a more established center back who plays in Serie A, like Scalvini, right? Or Lucumi. He's fallen off a little bit, but he had before that when he was Calafiori, he was tight in the back. He allowed Calafiori to run up and bomb up the field, right? During this time with under Mota. Let me pop up these comments. Yo, Redbird, if you're down, if you want to join our WhatsApp channel, Christ, or our WhatsApp group, hit us up on our socials. We'll send you the link. All right, let us know. Yeah, I think Jose is in our chat too. Yeah, I think Jose is in our chat. He just joined us. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, fellas. Didn't plan to do this pod. It kind of last minute just to get things out before the weekend kicked in. But yeah, Scalvini, like I said, would be a good option. Even the midfielders, we're looking at Ravella, Ricci. All right. Ravel's more defensive player. He's more well-rounded than Ricci. But I don't see him getting both. And if they get just Ricci, that weakens our midfield too. He's not a replacement for TJ. TJ's a very complete different midfielder, right? But Ricci's not going to make. He's just by himself, playing next to Fofana, and who else? Musa. So you had a midfield of Fofana, Musa, lost his cheeks. Tijani's gone. What else am I missing? Now it's the Rolly. He was loaned out. He ain't gonna come up in the squad. Shit. And then Ricci, say, just for the fuck of it. That's our midfield for next season. I don't see him picking up. Okay, and Ravella, if they get him. We still got Musa, who's trash in so many ways. I gave that kid a chance. I really did. I really wanted to succeed at Milan. That kid let me down. So he can go back to the MLS. Go back to Spain. I could care less. He's not up to snuff. Lost his cheeks. There's nothing to say about him. I'm not even wasting my breath on that guy. Fofana, what did he do this season? Garbage. He might improve under Allegri, possibly. So, out of the returning midfielders, Fofana is the only decent option we got coming back. That's a sure thing. Cool. Right on. All right. It'd be good to have more people, more good people on our chats. Right on. Kim, let me take some of these comments. All right, and I'll get back into it. All right, Redbird Capital Labs. The only manager I sacrificed the football for would be for Conte because he's a winner. Allegri is too old school, doesn't have that Conte. Or yeah, Conte's everybody's first choice at this point. Redbird Capital out again, building that Italian core after selling Sandrino, and sacking Maldini. Yeah, man, they're never getting that shit back, man. That's like committing fucking sin. All right. Kim, what's happening? Kim from down under, what's cracking? We have to play one game a week next season. If we don't win Scudetto or finish top four, it's a massive failure. Yeah, I'm seeing this take a lot. These idiots need to do the right thing and piss off. Yeah, I mean, we're on that board, right? But shit, yeah, one game a week. Like, all right, this season was a weak season, right, for most of the teams. Hold on. Cool. But what's going on? All right. What was I gonna say? My bad. But my opinion, next season might be stronger, Kim. I think teams are gonna fucking strengthen up. I think fucking the Snakes, Inter's gonna come back stronger next season, especially if Inzaghi stays. They had an off season this year. They had their issues, right? Even though they're in the Champions League finals. By the way, hope they fucking lose. I know people out there want to win. And listen, it's cool if you're pulling for Inter tomorrow, and you're a Milanista, because you want what's best for Calcio, for Serie A to get the attention and the recognition it deserves. All right, don't let those people who are calling you a fake fan or a poser, yeah, whatever, they can go fuck off, right? Let them pop off, right? Because you could pop off back with hollows and tell them, yeah, I don't care what you think. I want Inter to win. That's cool. I could care less. There's bigger, more important things to beef over, like the shit I talked about before at the beginning of the show. And if I care if you're gonna root for Inter tomorrow, I could care less. If Inter wins, great. It's not gonna change my life, right? Sorry about something's over to the camera tonight. It's acting a little weird. All right, there you go. Booyah. Okay, fixed it. All right, I know some IT shit. What's up, Nate? So yeah, back to Kim's comment. Sorry, guys, I'm getting sidetracked. Scudetto. They're not. I wouldn't be disappointed if they don't win the Scudetto. I don't expect them to. I don't think they have a chance, even with just playing one game a week. I'll be disappointed if they don't make top four. But what I really want to see, regardless, and I'm sure everybody in the chat probably thinks the same way. Yo, I want our DNA back. I want that back, and we're not getting it back anytime soon. Hate to tell you, ain't happening. No way, no way. Holy guacamole, ain't happening. Top four, yeah, we have a shot, but I don't want to see Furlani celebrating top four next season. Oof. Cringe. Disgusting. That little rat running around saying we won top four and hugging all the players like he was part of this fucking team. And then coming out with more merch. Top four shirts. So yeah, Scudetto, it's not going to happen. It's not a massive failure, but massive failure is if the youth don't play. That's for me, and that's not going to happen. So that's a massive failure, right there. The fact that we hired Allegri, we're stunting our youth again for another season. And I wouldn't blame if Camardo left at some point. If some team, Gasparini wanted him to mold him into the next top striker in Italy, right? For the national team, to get him geared up, ready for war. I'd say go for it, kid. I would support that kid 1,000%. Like, leave Milan. What are you doing here? You're rotting on the bench for another season. Go to Gasparini. Go bowl out. Get juiced up. He's already a big kid. He's already working out. He's hitting the boxing pads. He's hitting the mitts. Right? Getting some rounds in. He's getting big, that kid. Right? He's got the frame. He's a poacher. He's got instinct. He's got everything, man. He's got that mental. He's a diehard Milanista. I mean, he kicks it with the curveball. All right, not my type. Not my people I don't like, but the kid's a diehard fan. It's in his blood. He's like a fucking Sandro. He's like a Bedesi. He's like a Maldini. And it's gonna get worse, Redbird. It's gonna get worse under Allegri. That's why I want the kid to leave. I want him to make the right move. Stay in Italy. Don't leave the country unless your parents are gonna come with you. But don't send that kid overseas to some new country solo and him making stupid mistakes and fucking up his career. I want this kid to succeed. And if it's not in the Milan jersey and not red and black, especially under this management, go to another club that will fucking do right by you. Turn you into a beast, to the next fucking top Italian striker. In Europe too. And he'll bowl out in the national team. Yeah, Joel. That was the one I was disappointed as well too. That kid, man, he showed potential. Even when he played a couple of games with us the previous season, he showed some grit. The kid was tough on the ball. I think he scored a goal, I think, too. I could care less about midfielders scoring goals. It's nice. But they have more. Their main fucking responsibilities is to carry the ball to the lines, hold on to the ball, all that good shit, right? All that good stuff. Keep them coming, fellas. Redbird, capital I, prepared. I'm prepared. I already done a banter era before I can do another decade. But we can't. But at least that banter era, as bad as it was bad, right? But, fuck. At least those players on the field were Milanista. They gave a shit about the fucking colors. Even the people running the fucking program, the management cared about Milan. What it meant. They didn't fuck us over. They didn't fuck up our history. They didn't try to turn it into some fucking McDonald's franchise. All right. And I made a joke today. I'm like, yo, because if you watch NBA games, NFL games for the North American sports fans, you'll see they have the Jumbotron, right? The big screen, the Jumbotron. right? It's always the beginning of the games, during in between like the games, timeouts. They got the cameras on the VIPs, you know, on the Jada Kisses, on the Bruce Springsteens, on you know, whoever's sitting on courtside, Spike Lee, right? They're gonna do the same thing with San Siro. They just posted a pic the other day, two San Antonio Spurs players. Spurs players. Spurs, they're not a big team that like worldwide. They're not the Lakers, right? They're the Spurs. Not many people know them outside. Two players I didn't even know who the fuck they were. They're not the top star. They're not Giannis from the Bucks, right? Or LeBron. We're at San Siro for, I guess, I don't know what match. And they had given out their jerseys with their names on it. You know, typical shit. And one guy was like this with the badge like this. Like, you know what it means about that badge. Like, that's the promotion they're trying to do, fellas. They're trying to bring that American celebrity thing to Milan, to Italy. Which ain't gonna fly. I mean, with the new kids, yeah, the new generation love that shit, the TikTok videos, right? But the older fans that are there every weekend, they spend tons of, been following the club for the last 20, 30 years. They're not down with that. They're not gonna like it. They could care less about who's at the fucking stadium, who's watching, who's celebrities where, and see them on the big screen. Yes, Joel, we're all French tomorrow. Like I said, I know there's some Milanista out there on X saying, I hope Inter wins. And I think even in our chats too, we got a couple of people, which is cool. Like I said, all good, man. Like I said, there's bigger things to beef over nowadays. I ain't beefing. I ain't getting to worrying about it if you're pulling for Inter tomorrow. But yeah, Donnarumma, you better show up tomorrow. You better be fucking Gigi tomorrow, right? And KK is going to be playing too. I hope he eats him up too. I hope he eats up Inters on that right side. He will eat them up. What? Hold on. Jesus, that's how bad we are. Redbird capital out. I gotta highlight this. Hold on. I must have missed this one. I didn't see this shit. Oh yeah. So Redbird capital out. Official Milan page posted Mia Khalifa and her third kid a few years back, wasn't it? Yo, you're right. Holy guacamole. Mia Khalifa, porn star. I know she's trying to clean up her image now. I mean, she's been in that game for such a long time. If you don't know who she is, fellas, look her up on your favorite site, whatever choice you have. Yeah. Fucking Redbird. That's some classy shit. Fucking top class. Jerry's probably hitting that too. Joe, I will never root for Inter to win, especially in the UCL final. Yeah. 1,000% All right. Other than that, fellas, well, let me see. Let me take some more comments here. Hold on. Could have been in Inter's position right now, even better, but no red. This is from Joe, but no Redbird won the financial scudetti, dude. And you know what's even the saddest part? No financial scudetti this year. We're losing money. We're losing money on players. Chucky is a loss. We lost resale value on him too. We played almost 30 mil on him. On Chuck. We're losing money on him, losing money on Tijani. No, we're not. We're making money. Realistically, yeah, we are. Just, you know, and I'm okay with losing Tijani. You know, he had his moments. He had some good moments, but he ain't right for this program at all. You know, and if I'm not gonna sit here and I can spend 30 minutes on DJ, but I've done that already in the past, and I know that triggers some people as well. So I'll leave it at that. Don't want to piss people off anymore. Redbird Capital out. Using porn stars for algorithm and traction. Sounds like a Fulani move. Dude, I think that's his way of getting in you know, to hang out with fucking, you know, banging girls. Fulani. I mean, he's probably got, you know, I think prostitution is legal in Milan. So there's that. But I guess he's into porn stars. He's into some big cha-chas. Take one more, and I'll get back to it. Redbird Capital out. Boom. Musa is Banter-era level bad. Yeah. Kid should be playing for some semi-pro league in the U.S. at this point. Doesn't have it. All right, back to the team. Back to Milan. So we spoke about TJ. Leao might be out too. I'm hearing rumors that Arsenal wants him, or even like maybe Arsenal, or even I think Bayern Munich too. They're offering like 130 mil. Thing is, he goes to fucking Bayern Munich. Oh, you better get your shit together over there too. You don't mess around at Bayern Munich. You know, the stunts that he pulls off at Milan, that doesn't fly over there either. We're bringing Soundmaker is coming back. I'm happy about that. You know, I've always liked him, right? Helped us win a Scudetto. Had his moments, really good moments. It'll be a good addition to the team if we keep him. Because Fonseca, remember, wanted him after they came back from the U.S., but they let him go. So I don't. We'll see what happens this time. Because Forlani's still running the show, fellas. He's the fucking puppet master right now. And Kim, we're losing a ton of money too. We're fucking bleeding cash as we speak. Now, who else is leaving the club? So Teal's leaving the club. That was just to fill the quota, the Italian quota, that selection. I mean, they picked him up. The kid hardly ever played. Now they're releasing him. We're getting Origi back. Origi is coming back, which is nuts. Origi. What are we going to do with him? Or is he back already? Oh, he is back. He came back. He was in the fucking Futura. My bad. Who else? We got a bunch of other players coming back. If you guys know which players are coming back, hit it up in the comments, in the comment section. So I know Salmaker's coming back. I don't remember who else. Florenzi? Yeah, Florenzi's got me back, right? He's got to be. What are we going to do with him? Jose B. Let me just read. I hope Musa gets sold and now turns to McKinney project as jack of all trades. Yeah, McKinney's actually a decent player, man. Like, I know, I mean, you and Tina are pretty split about McKinney. He's a decent player. I mean, he's a little bit pudgy and shit. He's a little bit overweight. Eating that good life over there in Torino. But he's better than Musa. I'd take him over if I had to choose an American player on my team in the midfield. It'd be him. Him or Cardozo, that kid Cardozo from Betis. I think who's looking at him right now? I think that's Atletico. Yeah, Simeone's looking at him right now. Yeah, Adley's coming back. Kim, yes, yes, yes. Adley, one of the few true Milanisti that we got on this club. That kid, man, the shit that he went through with Pioli. If you guys remember when that whole drama was happening with Pioli, he wasn't getting a sniff on the pitch. We were fucking around, we were joking on the chat saying, "What's up? Why is Pioli jealous of Adley's hair? And he's got fucking nice hair, right? Those curls, right? Was he, is he banging Pioli's daughter? Um, the kid, he deserved to play. He was played out of position. He was asked to do things he shouldn't have done. The kid had a line said I can play as a defensive midfielder just to get on the pitch. That's what he did. And Pioli was like, all right, you tell him that you can play, I'll play you there. And he played him there. I think he had like 1 or 2 decent games at the position, playing defensive midfielder. Once was against CDK. But other than that, yeah, fucking Adley. I hope see if he keeps him too. Ricci to Milan thoughts, Joel. I mean, if we just pick him up alone, so if we just a swap for Tijani, that's what it is, right? That's a bad move, Joel. I like the player. He did all right this season. He was all right. He had some decent games at his club, but by himself, dude, it's just with him, Fofana, lost his cheek. If you get Ravella and Ricci together, yeah, that's a decent midfield. Is it Napoli level midfield? Nah, the midfield's sick. Sick. Yeah, Cardozo's a beast. I wanted him this past summer, for sure. Ravella, yeah, I told you that's the one I just said. Ravella. If we could pick up Ravella, that would be a decent midfield. Let's just keep all the other shit aside. Like tactically speaking, under Allegri, yeah, that's a pretty decent midfield. I'll protect our back line. This is gonna be our back line next season. Gabia, Chow, Pavlovic, the same back line. Which I'm not crazy about, or Tamari, right? But if we can get Ravella and Ricci together, that's decent. Ain't too bad. I can live with that. Yeah, Kim. Let me go to Jose's. I seriously feel sorry for Kamada. To be honest, I'd rather see him to our rivals in Juve, to be honest, just because their youth project is actually worth it. Yeah. Yeah, I said I want him to go to Gasparini, let him ball out and turn to a complete beast over there. That can happen. Kim, yeah, we've been through this. Wish we still had Simic, not fucking Pavlovic, yeah. Simic. He's over at Belgium, so at a Belgian club, I think. Kim Barini, is Kalulu coming back, or are they Juve going to buy him out? Dude, I don't know. That's a good question too. I know he was hurt. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig into that too, Kim. I honestly don't know. Yeah, Joe, you make a good point. Honestly, we should just sell Tomori. We missed the chance to cash in on him in January. Yeah. Tomori, he's got this. He's got the physical tools. That guy to be a good center back, right? Paired up with a taller center back, something like Gabia, Pavlovic, right? For example. But he doesn't have his fucking mind wanders, man. Fuck that guy. And it pisses me off. I like the guy. I like he did a documentary on for some sports thing and it was on YouTube. He talked about like what it meant for him to come to play for Milan, win the Scudetto. You could tell looking at the guy's face, he fucking loved the city and the club. Like, I think he loves the club, or he used to anyways, under Maldini for sure. But now, dude, that guy, he'll take a moment and tie his shoelaces when the fucking play is going on, and he'll lose his marking. So yeah, I'm good with Tomori being sold at this point. If we could, I don't know. All right, fellas, do you have any questions? Anything else popping? Anything in your mind? Kim, Joel, Jose, Redbird Capital out if you're still in here. I'm gonna take a couple more comments, fellas, and I'm out. But yeah, as always, appreciate the support, staying locked in. And everybody who tuned in at the beginning of the show, yeah, appreciate you just listening in. If you did, you know, it's a fucking important topic. All right, that, like I said, that crossed the line. All right, a couple more comments here. Joel, after Maldini got sacked, Tomori forgot how to defend forever. Grateful for his passion and contribution to this group. Yes, which is crazy. You think so, Maldini, how much he meant to the club. All right. He wasn't just a sporting director. He was a mentor to these players. He was a mentor to Theo. Theo fucking adored that guy. He had a man crush on Maldini. Tomori loved him. Kalulu loved him. Imagine you at a training session, you're training, you're a young fucking player. All right, and you know you're a defender, and you're trying to emulate your game after one of the greatest fucking defenders to play the game. And he's sitting there next to you, talking to you, giving you pointers during training, little things to work on, right? Positioning, right? Footing, your stance, right? Being more aware of your surroundings, right? Scanning the field. Little things that your coaches might miss, right? Because they got their focuses on their attention focused on so many other things, so many other details. And you got Maldini there. It's gonna up your game like 1,000. You're in the next level. You're in like God mode at that point. You feel like having Maldini giving you pointers, mentoring you. And that was ripped away. And you got these guys that go like, yo, I'm gonna listen to Ibra. What is Ibra gonna tell me about playing the defense? He's gonna tell me how to kick a heavy bag. But yeah, they had nobody at their training sessions this season to motivate him. Or for Lonnie, the fuck he's gonna tell him? He's never played a sport in his life. Maybe midget wrestling when he was in high school. Fuck, I don't know. It's possible. Gotta do it short. Yeah, Gabi ain't young anymore. Yeah, he's not old either. Shit, making him sound like he's 50 years old. Redbird Capital out. Damn. He ain't that old. He's not a great defender. I know he's on the national team. Got called up to the jury. Good for him. I'm surprised he did. He got a call up being he didn't. You know, he didn't get a lot of starts at the beginning of the season. And he was like M2 was demotivated. He was unmotivated to play the season as well. You saw that as well. A couple laps that he made. He didn't have his best season this year for obvious reasons that we talked about. But he's a decent player. He's the smartest defender we have in the field by far. Does he have the physical attributes? Is he fast and things like that? Nah, but he's a good defender. All right, fellas, if you got nothing else, I know Husney, Shane, I don't know if they might be going on this weekend. I don't know. They might be going on Sunday. So keep an eye for that. And I think Roy's going out tomorrow night as well. Yeah, he's gonna do his thing tomorrow. All right. He's taking his gloves off for tomorrow's pod, Roy. So if you're a fan of that show, check him out on RTV, Rosenary TV. And one last thing too, fellas, too. Let me give a shout out to this guy that reached out to me on X about the situation with NWP. Give me a second here. If you're, I'm gonna give him a shout out because he did the right thing. He was actually a fucking, empathetic person, a decent person that reached out, and he spoke to Vinny. All right, here we go. Devil's Den. Yeah, so let's check him out. Oh, it's fucking weird. Channel's down, but it's and then never mind. Forget what I just said. This guy's YouTube channel's down. I was gonna give a shout out to Devil's Den, this Man U website pod that reached out to me on YouTube about that situation that we talked about before, beginning of the show. So if you guys are interested at if you missed the beginning, the first 10, 15 minutes, catch the vid later, the pod, catch that first 15, 20 minutes, and you can, get clued in on what happened, what went down with Fabio and those guys over there. All right, fellas, nothing else. As always, thanks for locking in. Thanks for supporting us. Appreciate it. All right, it is, what time is it now? It is 12:30 my time. I'm probably get a little nightcap, head off to bed, or maybe catch a movie. All right, fellas, peace out. Later. All right, take it easy. Be good.